The sand had long devoured the world, its grains whispering forgotten names. It undulated in non-Euclidean waves over paths lost to memory, erasing the vestiges of a once great city. In the heart of the wasteland, a temple, barely visible beneath the writhing dunes, clung to existence with unnatural tenacity. Its stones, ancient and worn, murmured secrets no mortal mind could comprehend, buried not by time, but by eldritch purpose. An elder shambled alone, his form bent beneath the weight of aeons. His robes, tattered and grey, trailed behind him like a phantomal shadow, though the sun had long since been swallowed by the void. In the sky, the moon, vast and unblinking, hung as if it had always been there, its surface marred by hieroglyphs of madness. But tonight, it was wrong. A crack snaked across its face, as if some vast cosmic eye prepared to open. The elder had come seeking answers, though his sanity screamed against it. He had heard the whispers of the gods who once ruled, and the nameless calamity that followed their departure. It was said that Thoth, keeper of forbidden wisdom, and Isis, mother of abominations, had hidden something here long ago. Something dark. Something that should not be. He reached the temple's entrance, its stone doors cold and untouched by the ravages of time. Symbols etched deep in its surface flickered with an otherworldly light, shapes that twisted reality itself. His fingers traced them, though his mind recalled. The air here felt heavy, like the weight of a distant dying star pressing down upon his lungs. Inside, the hallway stretched impossibly long and silent. The walls breathed, a slow pulsing tremor beneath the stone, as if the temple itself were alive and dreaming. The elder shuffled forward, each step echoing with the screams of forgotten aeons. He could feel it, the presence. It stirred beneath the earth, vast and waiting, older than time itself. He dared not speak their names, the gods who had built this place. It was not out of reverence, but out of primal terror. He understood now. The gods had not left this world. They had sacrificed themselves, sealing something far worse in the depths of this temple. Set and Apep, once believed to be the bringers of chaos, had been its wardens, guarding the thin veil between realities. At the heart of the temple, a chamber yawned open. Massive pillars rose to meet a ceiling lost in darkness. And in the center stood a stone altar, its surface smooth and unmarked, save for a single crack running through its middle. From it, a faint hum vibrated in the air, low and constant, pulling him closer with eldritch magnetism. The elder stepped toward it, but the shadows moved. At first he thought it was the flickering light from the cracked moon outside, but then they whispered, soft at first, like a breeze carrying forgotten words, but the sounds grew, whispers and maze that made no sense, forming shapes in his mind that unraveled sanity. His hands shook as reality itself seemed to warp around him. It was then that the moon split fully open. Above him, through the temple's crumbling roof, the sky tore apart. What lay beyond was no longer the familiar heavens, but a vast, alien landscape, a world of shifting geometry, of colors that seared the mind in forms that defied understanding. The elder gasped, clutching his head as the truth of it washed over him. This was not chaos. This was something older than chaos, older than order, older than thought itself. The gods had not saved the world. They had merely delayed its inevitable dissolution. From the altar, the hum grew louder, vibrating through his bonies. The shadows coiled around his feet, tugging at him, dragging him closer. He could not move. He could not resist. The whispers had become a roar now, ancient syllables filling the chamber with their madness. And still, above, the sky twisted. The moon's shattered remains spiraling into that endless void. The elder fell to his knees, his breath shallow. His eyes, wide and unseeing, stared into the cracks in the altar. Beneath it, something moved. Not stone, not flesh, something else, something infinite and incomprehensible. His mind recoiled, but his body could not. He opened his mouth, but no words came. What was there left to say? The gods had fought to keep this thing sealed, and they had failed. The stories were lies. There had never been salvation, only delay. Only a fragile moment where life had pretended it was safe from the cosmic horror that lurked beyond. And now, that moment was gone. He reached out one trembling hand, placing it against the cold stone. The hum became a deafening pulse, a heartbeat not his own, rising up from the ground beneath him. He felt it call to him, ancient and inevitable. The plea came unbidden, a final whisper against the void, but he knew, even as the words left him, that there would be no answer. The darkness shifted. It no longer waited. And then, the world folded. Not with a scream, not with fire or ruin, but with a quiet, soft collapse, as if reality itself sighed and gave way. The elder did not fall, nor did he rise. There was nothing left to rise to. In the silence, only the hum remained, a cosmic lullaby for the end of all things.